Commissioner for District 4. I represent Sanford, Alfred, Waterboro, Lyman, Dayton, and Limerick. And I have the pleasure of awarding this entity came from the town of Lyman, and it's my honor to present the Spirit of America Award of 2023 to the Lyman Cemetery Committee. Okay, and this is lengthy. Not as colorful as Justin. The Lyman Cemetery Committee was formed in 1879 when the Ricker family purchased what is now the Hamilton Carl Cemetery on Hamilton Road. For the purpose of preservation, the first order of business was the removal of threatening trees from the plot, and a request was made to the town to provide $10 for the project. With the passing of the Rickers and other early members, many of whom are now buried in that same cemetery, Lyman's ancient family cemeteries fell into disrepair. Large trees toppled into the plots, destroying headstones, walls, and gates. Even though the remnants of those trees have since been absorbed into the soil, the damage they caused still remains. LCC members now spend considerable time digging up, restoring, resetting, and cleaning those long-lost stones. Lyman has a total of 115 ancient cemeteries, some of which date back to the 1700s. Residing in these cemeteries, there are over 500 veteran grave sites, including 20 Revolutionary War veterans. During the 1940s, the American Legion assisted the LCC in finding the graves of the town's veterans so that flags could be placed on them each Memorial Day, a ritual that continues to this day. Following the Great Fire of '47, our cemetery suffered neglect as families moved away, properties were sold, and trees began to grow back, effectively hiding most of the ancient plots, in some cases for decades. Modern-day LCC members such as Priscilla Miles, Frank Hammond, Rodney Norman, Mike Vigor, and others made great strides in finding and recovering our cemeteries. In 2013, Jim Hathorn, Katrina Randall, Larry and Barbara Barnes asked the town to fund the current committee. Sworn members now include Barbara and Katrina Randall, Dan and Sheila McNeil, Priscilla Miles, Jim Hawthorne, and Steve Carpentieri. Since 2015, the committee has been hard at work finding, cataloging, recovering, repairing, and assessing the town's ancient cemeteries. Many hours, days, and weeks have been spent cutting and hauling brush, repairing headstones, walls, pipes, and gates, installing signs and change, and mowing each plot 3 times a year, Memorial Day, July 4th, and Labor Day, as required by state law. The preservation of these ancient cemeteries has proven to be a monumental project. In 2022, the Lyman Select Board and town voters approved $60,000 for a massive project to remove all the remaining threatening trees from our cemeteries. Work began on the removal process in early 2023 with projected date of completion of June 30th. Meanwhile, the committee is working on a plan to have all of Limerick's ancient cemeteries recovered, listed, cataloged, and detailed by the centennial to 2025, so that anyone visiting the town's website can find a cemetery using names, road directions, and GPS coordinates. And everyone buried within it, particularly nearly 500 veterans dating back to the Revolutionary War. Also, LCC has initiated a plan for the routine maintenance of these plots, mowing and annual assessing, using the bid process to keep every plot mowed and maintained in perpetuity. When completed, LCC will have spent the better part of 10 years finding, listing, recovering, and repairing nearly 100 known ancient cemeteries within the town's borders. LCC members are unpaid volunteers who share a love of Lyman, its original inhabitants, its history, and its veterans. A number of plots have been maintained through the generosity of landowners who do most of the work in preserving their plots. Thanks are especially due to the many Lyman property owners who understood our mission, provided access to their plots, and cooperated with our efforts. To find out more about the Lyman Cemetery Committee, its missions, and its goals, you can log on to the Lyman Town website. And if we have any representatives for the Lyman Cemetery Committee, which I'm pretty sure I can see
The gentleman who wrote that is not here on the first.
Unfortunately, right.
You can always ride.
He's parking here, we don't know why he couldn't attend, but.
Oh, okay, well.
And he's, just so you know, his mission has been since the beginning, he plants bulbs on every one of the women's graves. So daffodils, so when you drive around, you'll see daffodils coming up, and those are the wives.
The Lyman.
Yeah.
Steve is very integral in
Yeah.
our
He is
mission.
a workhorse.
Yeah.